It all started with a kid who loved dinosaurs. Aliens had captured pterodactyls and given them intelligence. With their newfound genius, they had become a villainous threat to all the dinosaurs of old, and would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for the accidental hero they created in their evil experiments, known as Pteranodon Rex. He was a superhero from the prehistoric age, a tyrannosaur spliced with the wing genetics of a pterodactyl and given understanding, and also, somehow, fire breath. Pteranodon Rex developed a sense of right and wrong and rebelled against the machinations of his conniving pterodactyl overlords. In kindergarten, my teacher would have us draw pictures, and then we would tell her what it was. She would write a paragraph at the top describing the scene. I would always make my 5-year-old version of a sprawling comic panel of Pteranodon Rex and his many adventures. My teacher was busy writing my description when another kindergarten teacher came in. My teacher asked her, "Do you know how to spell velociraptor? He keeps bringing me these pictures and I don't know how to spell these names he gives me." And the old white lady laughed about it for a while. I just smiled and waited, because these hyper-intelligent cyborg pterodactyls creating mutated raptor minions weren't gonna write about themselves. Plus, it was about time I gave her some words she couldn't spell. X is for xylophone? Come on now. Later in a story involving time travel and a new villain created by the pterodactyls involving a mutated prehistoric hawk I introduced called Pecking It. Yes, Pecking It. Give me a break, I was 5 to 9, okay? I brought in my new favorite superhero. A kid who brought my 90s love of the extreme with the attitude of my hero, Sonic the Hedgehog, with the relatability of Spider-Man's Everyman, and my infatuation with people who were actually good at skateboarding. The hero I created as a child, and in many ways is still my favorite to this day. Wait. I'll talk about that later. Let's get to the point of this channel. I couldn't stop telling stories. Pteranodon Rex and all his related characters were my Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s as much as Sonic the Hedgehog or Spider-Man or Doug or any of the other stuff all these streaming services are milking for nostalgia. I remember the heroes, the villains, the moments, and how they made me feel. They were my escape when they burst into my world during my boring school assemblies or my long family road trips from Utah back to Omaha where I was born. This was my head, and it became clear it was never going to stop. It only ever matured and expanded. So, I kept writing them down. They started with pictures, and even though generally my stories still often skew very visual, it eventually turned into my love of words and painting pictures with them instead. As I wrote, I discovered my stories became ones about love, science fiction, and fantasy. I discovered stories as a medium to express an idea, sometimes a challenging idea, that would be so much harder to say if you just said it outright. All these stories needed to go somewhere, and I had to take a gander at my options. I didn't like them. See, in the world of modern publishing, it's a bit of a mess. There's the top 5 publishers who want to have something marketable, something that ticks all the boxes for all the trends. Your odds as a writer, even a good one, are incredibly stacked against you on their playing field. But most importantly, at least in my eyes, I feel like it's dying. Now, of course, it's not actually dying. People still read. But the internet is here. The writing is on the wall for the old world. Accessibility at little to no cost is king, and I wanted as little buffer between my stories and the people who wanted to listen to them as possible. Obviously, I love the written word. I write in it after all. What I'm going to have on this channel are definitely novels more than they are audio dramas. But let's be honest, most people, please don't jump down my throat, book lovers, most people that I talk to want something they can listen to while they do other things, me included. Sitting down and doing one thing is quite a bit harder to do than it used to be. People want something they can listen to while going to work, walking their dog, taking a run, cleaning the house. Shout out to all you shower listeners out there. People today even play video games while watching shows, listening to music, or streaming podcasts. The world of the multitasker is here, and I wanted my books to be as convenient as possible to consume, not to mention as cheap as possible. YouTube is free. A book is not. If I charge you $15 for a book, that's a paywall to a writer and a story that you don't know if you like. I want you to know who I am first, what I'm about. I know my work will touch some people and inspire others. It already has for people close to me. Does my stuff speak to you? Can it brighten your day? Give you some catharsis? Then great. That's the point of art, and I did my job. That's all I really wanted. So if you like my stuff, follow me around. I'm Tonic Torrance on Instagram and Facebook. I'll be writing and releasing my short stories, novellas, and novels on here for everyone to see. If my work is appreciated enough, I know the money will come eventually. I can make a career out of this. In the meantime, I'm going to be telling these stories anyway. I might as well put them out there where others can stumble upon them. I just hope people can become friends with the friends in my head that I've known for years. So if you found me, I hope you stick around. My name's Oliver Tonic. These are my Tonic torrents. Just sit back and relax. I have some stories to tell you.